Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, The Coolest Chick. I miss y'all so much, dude, okay? I went on a little trip, as I told you guys that I was going to do a 5-day cruise. I did it on the Carnival Forenza. We went to Cabo and we went to Ensenada. It was a great trip. The weather was mwah, kiss perfect, okay? I think I've uploaded maybe a couple of videos into my short feed of just a couple of little things that we did while we were there. We always have a fantastic time on Carnival Cruise Line, okay? Listen, today I'm here. I just got back on the 12th, which was hell. Today is the 13th, Friday the 13th. Can y'all believe that? Friday the 13th. It is 4:11 p.m. over here on the West Coast. So I got back yesterday and I just kind of chilled. Well, I didn't really chill. I cleaned up a little bit and then I chilled, okay? But today I had a taste for some meatloaf because, you know, when you're on a cruise ship, you don't have to cook anything. Everything is just at your disposal. It's just whatever you want to eat, you just pick it up and go. So they didn't have no meatloaf. So today I'm going to have meatloaf. Excuse me. I'm going to do, for the first time ever, really, if you guys can believe it, some scallop potatoes. So that'll be something that we do together, and I'm excited about that. And I'm also going to do some broccoli, just some real basic broccoli over in the steamer. And we'll have steamed broccoli with probably some cheese or something melted on top of it. I don't know. We'll see once we get there. Anyway, I have everything set up here. I'm going to set up my other tripod and we're going to get into it. Hold on. All right, guys, so let's get started here. Let's see. I'm going to be using just some garlic powder and salt, some nature seasoning, some onion powder, some black pepper, some Worcestershire sauce. I sauteed up, you guys know I saute up the veggies. So I sauteed up, let's see if I can remember, okay, because I had a slice of pie. Anyway, I sauteed up green, red, orange, yellow bell peppers. There's some carrots in there. There's some celery in there. There is some onions in there. It's just some regular yellow onions are in there. And yeah, I believe that's all that's in there. I have some meat over here. It is ground turkey and what else is in here? I know I have some ground turkey in here and maybe some ground beef. It was some meat that I just defrosted, that I usually just throw them all together. So this is probably ground turkey, ground beef, and maybe a little bit of ground pork is in there. It could be. And so I don't know if I'm going to use, I got this big container here because I just want to make sure that I don't make too big of a loaf because I wanted to go into my other container. But you guys know I got the boys. So I'm probably going to leave the loaf in this pan. It looks like it'll work for me. So I'm going to add all of this meat in there and just have this big ass meatloaf right here. Rinse my hands, clean my hands off. So guys, what's happening? What have you guys been up to? What's new? What's not new? Kathleen, I hope and pray to God that your husband is doing so much better. I'm always praying for him and praying for you and your family, and we know God is able. And so I just wanted to extend a heartfelt message to Kathleen. We're praying for you, girl, and we know that all will be well. So let's see. I have, and hey Sharon, I know you out there too, girl. Thank you so much for tuning in and, you know, watching my channel and engaging and everything else. I see you, girl. Thank you so much. And to all my new subscribers, thank you guys so much for subscribing to my channel. I know that I don't have recent videos up there because I was out of town for just a couple of days. So it's probably, you know, a video on there maybe about 7 days ago. But anyway, I'm rambling once again. We're going to go ahead and get this seasoned up. I'm going to use, like I said, some nature seasoning. Woo-hoo. And some garlic powder. Just going to put it like in the here. That way when I massage it all in, it'll go everywhere, okay? This is some onion powder. I don't really care for this onion powder, how it's so powdery. You know, this is whatever, whoever the brand is, I don't really care for it, okay? But I'm using it because I ain't got no other damn onion powder, okay? So this is that black pepper. Use a little bit of that. I'm gonna put in my veggies. Just throw them over in there because shit, you're gonna mix it all together any damn way. Put my veggies in there. I'm gonna get 2 eggs, and hopefully they're not frozen. Because you know how you keep eggs in your refrigerator and somehow or another they get to the back of the damn refrigerator and next thing you know they frozen, okay? I don't know why I wanted to go that way, but hell, I'll get it. I'm gonna use some Worcester sauce. Aha, you guys, I found out how to say that. Worcester sauce. I have my little meatloaf seasoning that I'm going to use. I like to add meatloaf seasoning. I don't know why, I just do. This recipe, I'm going to make a gravy to the meatloaf. So we're not going to do the traditional red sauce. We're going to do the gravy. So I'm going to go ahead and get all of this mixed in. I'm going to make sure that egg is in there. Now you're going to get dirty. Remember I told you, you're going to get dirty when you mixing up meatloaf and when you're cooking. Shit, expect to get dirty, okay? So I usually add in a couple of breadcrumbs. I'm probably going to get that and add that in here a little bit, but you don't have to. You do not have to add any breadcrumbs into your mixture if you don't want to. You just leave it as such. My dad, my 91-year-old dad taught me how to, well, he didn't teach me, but I went over his house one day and he was making some meatloaf and he added carrots and a little bit of sharp cheddar cheese he added in there. So I'm going to get the breadcrumbs and the cheddar cheese. I'm going to rinse my hand off. We'll clean it off. This is not like chicken, but still, you don't want anything on your hand when you're trying to move on to do something else. I'm going to get that like that. Let me dry my hands off. It's getting dark over here in LA. Boy, I'm telling you, that sun start going down, it goes down. I'm like, it's dark already, okay? And here's some breadcrumbs, little garlic and herb breadcrumbs, and I'm going to sprinkle on there. This is just to the kind of, you know, keep the meat together, okay? You don't need that much of it. I'm going to get my cheese out of the refrigerator. I've grated this cheese up. You don't need that much, very little, maybe that much. Or if you like cheese, hey, add as much as you want. But I don't add that much into the mixture. So we're going to continue to get this, everything in here together. As you can see, the seasonings, the veggies, you want to be able to see all of that. Get this mixed up. I'm used to mixing it up in my big container, but I thought that this was too much to mix up in the container in my little bowl over there. So that's why I put it in this big thing right here. But I'm going to actually transfer this over to another container I have, my little Pioneer Woman container. So hold on. All right, guys, so I changed it over into this container here, which is, it's perfect, really. It's just gonna fill up, because you know this meat is gonna shrink. It's not gonna be this damn big up in here like this. We're still gonna have a little room in there because it's ground beef and ground pork, and that's gonna produce a little grease. And so we'll pour that off, and the meat will be, you know, perfect. So there we go. We have the loaf there. I'm gonna go ahead and cover that. I'm gonna put it in my oven on 350, and we're gonna let it cook for about for a good little while, because this is a lot of meat. We're gonna let it cook for about 2.5 hours, and we'll be back. All right, guys, I actually changed the container that the meat was in because I needed it to breathe a little bit better in there. So we're just gonna take our foil, cover this up, put it in the oven on 350. Oh, God damn it. Oh, Lord. On 350 for about 2.5 hours. And then we'll come back when it's all done. All right, guys, so we're gonna get ready to make the gravy for the meatloaf here. I should have warmed this all up, but yeah, the meatloaf has been in there for about it says about an hour and 30 minutes. I should check it but I'm gonna get this started. We're gonna add in the usual, which is the regular onions, and I have some green onions that I'm gonna saute in here before I add a little flour to start building up the gravy part of it. Let's see. Just gonna add this in here. I'm cooking fairly late, and I'm a little down, guys, because my little chopper broke. Oh my God, I'm so sad. I had put it in my little sink compartment, and look at that. I don't know if you guys can see that, where it broke right on the end that I needed to click into the chopper to lock, because if it doesn't lock, then it won't come on. So that's a little bummer, because good thing I don't need it anymore today, but I still loved it. And now I have to go and get me another one, okay? So we're just gonna saute up these onions until they turn, you know, the color that we want it to be, okay? Before, I don't like these big pieces of onions. I hate that. So just gonna saute these up before I add in my flour. I just like to do that before I add it in. So I don't know why my phone looks a little blurry. I'm gonna try to clean it. Hold on. Guys, I had to clean my doggone phone. Look, it was dirty. That's why I was looking all blurry and shit. And I forgot to turn it back on. I put this flour in here already, so we're gonna brown this up. And you know, it can take a minute to brown up some damn flour, but once you see it darkening, then you know that it's ready to proceed on to the next step. So, and don't, you know, it took me a minute to learn how to cook gravy, because hell, my gravy would be white a lot of times, but I didn't give a damn because it tastes really good, okay? So it takes, you know, some time to try to brown it up. So just keep working with it, and then you'll get it. So I'm gonna let that sit, kind of get it browned up, and we'll be right back. All right, y'all, that's what y'all want that gravy to be looking like, darkened, browning like this right here, okay? Before you add in anything. Now, I didn't make too much of it because I had it going on top of the meatloaf, which I did take out the oven. I'm gonna add in the rest of my stuff, which is some mushrooms and parsley. I'm gonna add a little bit of that up in there before I add my water. I'm gonna turn that down before my smoke detector starts screaming, okay? Add in my water. Slowly, bitch. Slowly, okay? Slowly, you add in the water. And then if you need some more, then you add a little bit more up in there, okay? I'm gonna turn that down a little bit because it's kind of burning just a little bit, okay? Gonna add that water in there. Sometimes the gravy will thicken, so you can just be the judge of how much, you know, more you want to add up in there. I'm gonna also add a little bit of chicken broth in there because I am putting it back in the oven on top of this damn meatloaf, and I don't want it to suck the life out of it. So we're gonna season this up. We're gonna add in about that much salt. Drop it in there like that. Don't need that much. We're gonna add in some garlic powder. Garlic powder. Yes, Lord. I don't know why I'm into this singing today, but I'm just happy. I'm just happy. We're gonna add in some pepper here. With the fire, we're gonna turn it down. We don't want this boiling, okay? We want it simmering, okay? Shit, not boiling. All right, and then did I add in everything that I wanted to add in? Oh, and a little nature. Little nature seasoning won't hurt nobody. Man, I'm having such a great time. I'm gonna kind of stir that up. Now y'all see how that's kind of thicken in there? That's when you make an executive decision of how you want your gravy. You want it thick or you want it a little thinner. So I'm gonna opt to put in this water because I still got a little bit more cooking to do with the gravy. I'm gonna still add in the rest of my mushrooms because this is a mushroom gravy, baby. It's a mushroom gravy. I think I have too much parsley. I like the other parsley. I don't know why I picked up this one because I like the other one, the one that's very thin. This one, not so much. Okay, I'm gonna add a little bit more because remember I got all this meat over here and the gravy will thicken as it's cooking, so just want to keep an eye on that. I'm just going to pour this on top of the meatloaf, and I'll show y'all the meatloaf in a second, but your gravy should look brown like that. You can let it cook a little bit longer, or you can take it off because you're going to add it on top of your meatloaf. Let me move, this is my patty pie. Move this over here. I got some bacon grease. I can't bring myself to throw it away, okay? But I don't have no chicken, and I'm not frying any chicken anytime soon, so. And I don't have like a grease holder. So, I'm gonna move this. I took the meatloaf out. I took it out of here already. Out of the oven already. Let me move it over closer to me. I've drained it and everything because it was a lot off up in there. So I'm gonna put it here. And then, remember that's turkey meatloaf. Wait, it's turkey, ground beef, and I think it's some ground pork in there. I can't be really sure, but I think there is some ground pork in there. I'm not going to really cook this down too much on the stovetop because, like I said, I'm going to run it back in the oven for another 20-25 minutes or so. So yeah, there's the meatloaf over there. I think I showed you guys the damn meatloaf. We're going to put little tiny slits in here so that when we put the gravy, it can kind of go down those little slits. So I have this cooking here. I'm gonna add a little bit of heavy whipping cream, just a little bit, because I don't want to change the color too much. Add that in there. Give that a little stir because it's gonna give it that color that we're looking for. There we go. There we go. Just gonna let that cook for, I don't know, about a minute or two. Like I said, we're just gonna pour that right on top of the meatloaf there. Now you don't have to add in the heavy whipping cream. You can leave it as such. I know y'all like, some of y'all like that brown gravy, so you don't want to change the color of it, but it gives it a little bit more creamier texture to me when I add in the heavy whipping cream. So I'm trying to see how I'm going to do this where you guys can see me. So we're going to turn this off because I see it now kind of wanting to bubble a little bit, and I don't want that to happen. We have this here. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to move this over here. That way I'll be in the camera view when I pour the gravy on top of the meatloaf. Let me move this here just for a second. Like I said, you do not need a lot of gravy. You can have just a very little of it. So I'm gonna kind of move this over just a little bit like that. All right, there we go. So now I'm gonna take my gravy, my mushroom gravy, at that, and we're just going to pour it right on top of there as such. Woo-wee. Boy, if y'all had smell-o-vision, Lord have mercy, to the gods, smell a cell phone, I guess, would be. So anyway, I'm gonna run this back in the oven for about 20 minutes or so, uncovered. And ooh, it's heavy too. Oh my goodness gracious. Alrighty, about 20-25 minutes or so, we'll be back. All right guys, so I am going to start to make my cheese sauce for my scallop potatoes that I'm going to be making here. Damn it, it's so hard to get this cheese sauce out of here. But I am going to make, damn it, I should have got that other thing. This is just some Campbell's cheddar cheese sauce soup, and I'm just gonna throw over up in here. I'm gonna use 2 cans because I have some broccoli over there that I'm steaming, and the kids like cheese on their broccoli, so that's how we're gonna do that. This over in here, so I'm gonna use, like I said, 2 cans of cheddar cheese. And I'm just going to briefly warm this up a little bit just so that I can kind of bind everything together. And there we go. And I'm going to add in probably 1.5 cups of heavy whipping cream. Turn that off because I can't stand it. I need to get my little whisk thingy from over here. Y'all, I don't even have a fire on. That's crazy. I'm telling you, when you're moving too fast, you can skip a lot of steps, okay? Make sure you got the fire on when you're doing this, okay? Let me put that here. So I'm going to add a cup of heavy whipping cream. You can use any whipping cream that you would like to use. I just pour it off in the can and then pour it off over in there. You can tell if you need some more cream in here, depending on how many potatoes you're going to use and so on and so forth. So it's 2 cans. You can put 2 cans of whipping cream over in here, which I'm going to do. Well, I'm going to put like a half of a can in here. I'm going to use all of it. There we go. Because I'm going to be adding more cheese to this. So I have some Monterey Jack cheese cut up. I have some cheddar cheese cut up. I have some mozzarella cheese cut up as well. So you want to make sure you get this together. Now you don't have to use cheddar cheese soup. You can use cream of celery. I've seen people use cream of celery. One of my friends, Cedric, was telling me that you can use cream of potatoes, or you can just use heavy whipping cream and some cheese. But you know, me, I'm kind of extra, so I like to add extra stuff up in here. All right. So I'm kind of waiting. I have about 7-8 more minutes to take the meatloaf out of the oven. And you know, when you do potatoes, you got to make sure they don't turn brown on you. So I haven't even sliced the potatoes yet for the scallop potatoes. Throw this away. But I just decided to make the kind of warm the cheese sauce up so that I won't have that many more steps to do. So I'm gonna get this all gooey and ooey. I'm gonna add a couple of seasonings into this cheddar cheese. So I like to add a little bit of garlic powder. You can add whatever you want to add in here. You don't have to add what I'm adding in. If you don't like garlic powder, don't add that in there. But I'm adding this in here because that's what I want to add in. A little pepper. I'm going to add in a little bit of salt. Just a hand sprinkle like that. And that's it. We're not going to go all out with this because I need to add in the rest of my cheese that I have already cut up here. Y'all see that it's cut up in there that I use with my cheese grater. Just gonna give this a little toss around in there. All right. So if you don't want it thick like this, you don't have to have it thick like this. You can add a little bit of chicken broth, I believe, or you can add a little bit of regular milk in here and it will thin it out for you. But I want mine just the way that it's going to be because once it heats up, it's going to be a little bit more creamier. So I'm gonna let that. So we're gonna get that all heated up. I'm gonna slice my potatoes and we'll be back. Okay guys, so I had the cheese kind of over here making it do what it do. I'm gonna add in a little bit of this cheese because I want to make sure I put some cheese on top when I get done. So you just add in a little bit of that and you stir that up in there. Let that melt off up in there. And you'll be finished with your cheese sauce. You see how that cheese pull right there is? Lord have mercy. All right. So I'm going to be taking the meatloaf out the oven. Matter of fact, the timer is going to be going off in a minute or so. So you guys are with me. I'm going to keep you with me while I get the meatloaf. When I find my damn little mitten hands. Oh, here they are. I'm going to get this out of here. I know my baby boy will be happy because he's been waiting to eat for I don't know how long. Pull this. Oh, goodness gracious. Okay, guys. Let me just move it to the other side. over here. You guys are over there, so give me 1 second to move my camera over to the other side. First, let me kind of get with this cheese sauce to make sure it don't act silly while I'm over there tending to something else and then forget about this. So I just want to make sure it's nice and cheesy and creamy. See how that pull is right there? Alexa, stop. Okay, guys. Hold on a second. Hold on a minute. Hold on. All right, guys. There's the meatloaf right there coming out of the oven. I'm going to add a little bit of gravy on top of it, just so we can get it. But I wanted to show you guys the goodness that was sitting on top before I just blessed it with the gravy. Ooh, and it smells so good, guys. This mushroom gravy. I don't know why I wanted gravy meatloaf and scallop potatoes. It was just something that I wanted, and that's what I'm going to have. So here's the bird's eye view, guys, of the mushroom gravy meatloaf that we're going to pair with scallop potatoes and broccoli. Oh my God, guys, do you guys have one of these damn things? This is the best thing since sliced bread. Do you see how it's slicing up my potato here? It would take me all day to slice these damn things up. Oh shit, I don't think I locked it in here. But anyway, this is the best thing since sliced bread. It has to click on here before it comes out, so I think that's good. All right, so anyway, guys, I just wanted to show you this and how I scallop my potatoes. Look at how thin they are. Y'all see that? They're like chips. They're really like chips. So I'm gonna scallop these and we'll be back. All right, guys, you see how much scallop, how many potatoes that made? Oh my God, I think I only had 4 or 5 potatoes. I didn't even have that many potatoes. So yeah, look at how much it made. So I'm just gonna season this up with a little salt, a little pepper, a little pepper here. I've never made this before. Hell, I've had it, but I've never made it. This is a little nature seasoning because I don't want to be too much. And then we're gonna add a little garlic powder in here. All right. Then we're they potatoes, so you got to make sure you get them seasoned up, okay? Some people layer theirs. I could have layered it, but this dish is deep enough so it don't have to be layered. All right. Look at how thin those chips there are, those potatoes are. This is the best thing, I swear to God, since sliced bread, okay? I promise you, this is the best thing since sliced bread. I love, love, love new things. Okay. So I have my cheese sauce here. Gonna make sure that it's just, I shouldn't have to warm it up anymore. Just gonna pour it on top. Ooh, on top of here. But I want to make sure that I have enough cheese sauce for the broccoli, because the kids, like I said, they like cheese sauce on the damn broccoli. Okay, I think that'll probably be enough in there. Looks like enough for me, at least. Okay, these kids, they want to have more cheese. The more cheese, the merrier. Okay, the happier they are. So just gonna check the depth, and I think it's fine. I think it's cheese down in there. I think it's gonna be a good thing. It's gonna be great. Okay, next I'm gonna add me some green onions on top because I love green onions. With the green onions top here. remember, you got to get these potatoes cooked. So you got to leave it in the oven for about, I would say 20-25 minutes. This is some crumbled bacon that I had earlier today. I'm just gonna crumble this on top of that. Even though we had meatloaf. But who don't want bacon? Who don't want bacon? Then I'm gonna take that cheese that I almost forgot that I had, and I'm gonna sprinkle that on top of this as such. All right. So there we go. Cheese is on top of that. I'm gonna cover this, put this in the oven on 375 for 20-25 minutes, and we'll be back. All right, guys, the scallop potato came out of the oven. That's the cheesy part of it. You gotta really let it set, really. But you guys get the idea of the scallop potatoes there. So we're gonna go ahead and plate everything. Give me 1 second, because I'm gonna make my baby boy's plate right now. Hold on 1 second. All right, guys, here is the meatloaf that I cooked earlier today. Well, you know what I mean, and for this video, shit. And it is the gravy meatloaf. So I'm just gonna make my baby boy a plate here and give him the meatloaf. But you guys see how I slice the meatloaf there? Because if you don't slice it, then you ain't gonna have none, okay? Because these kids, they like to take chunks of it. But you go ahead and slice it, and you'll have right there. So then I have the, ooh, I almost wasted this. The broccoli. Do you want cheese on here, Lino? Mm-hmm. You want the melted cheese?
Yes.
Okay, well I have to warm that up a little bit, so. All right, guys, so this is too close here. Oh my God. There it is. There's the broccoli that I added a little bit of that cheese that I had left from when I was doing the cheese sauce. So I have, like I said, the meatloaf here that I cut up so that I can control the slices that come out of there. I have the cheese sauce back there that I'm warming up a little bit to throw on top of this broccoli. And like I said, here is the scallop potatoes. However, you know, you got to let this cool down just a little bit so that you can get the best effect on it. My video cut out, but there it is right there, guys. Like I said, thanks so much for tuning into my channel. Remember to like, comment, share, and subscribe if you're not already a subscriber. Until we see each other again, take care.